really think you're ready for the field? Leave the action to me.
You're incredibly out of your league. Poor little pathetic Susan. My father used to bring people here.
Did I forget to knock?
You gonna cry?
I'm not gonna cry.
You're crying now!
I'm not.
What if Spy's biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury. The story begins with Bradley Fine, a field agent for the CIA, who arrives at a location after leaving a party, armed and prepared to confront an arms dealer. He demands to know where the bomb is, threatening the man with only 10 seconds to answer. Suddenly, his gun misfires, unintentionally killing the dealer. Meanwhile, Susan Cooper, a 40-year-old CIA analyst, is introduced. She supports Bradley from headquarters via earpiece communication. In the next scene, their boss presents intel on weapon dealings and shows a picture of Raina, a high-profile woman connected to terrorist leaders and living in London for the past decade. She is said to be in contact with Solsa Dudiv, an Al-Qaeda affiliate who allegedly possesses weapons machinery. Bradley is tasked with capturing Raina. Bradley approaches Raina's home. Susan monitors him closely from CIA headquarters. Upon entering Raina's room, Bradley is attacked by guards, but he manages to defeat them. Then Raina enters, holds him at gunpoint, and reveals she knows he's a CIA agent, even naming other agents like Matthew, Chris, Rick Ford, and Karen Walker. She warns him to stay away, then fatally shoots him. Susan, helpless behind a screen, watches in horror. She quickly takes a photo of a slip found nearby and sends it to a colleague, Nancy, to enhance. The photo reveals a number and the word Paris. The CIA boss calls a meeting and declares that Raina may have hacked their systems and intends to sell a tactical weapon to terrorists. She also mentions Raina's contact with DeLuca, another operative working with terrorists. Susan, having pieced together Raina's location, is chosen to go undercover. Ford, another CIA agent, protests, deeming Susan incompetent. However, the CIA boss insists, assigning Susan a tracking mission, not a combat one. She's given a fake identity as Carell, a mother of 4, and armed with disguised weapons like a whistle, antifungal spray, and pepper spray. Though reluctant, Susan accepts the mission and flies to Paris in disguise. She is both scared and excited. Upon arrival at a motel, she finds Ford already there, who angrily tells her she's jeopardizing the mission. The next morning, Susan searches for DeLuca's office and discovers it has been destroyed. A man shows her a picture of the demolished office with a suspicious figure. She later spots that same man outside a hotel, trailing Ford, and notices him switching bags, his bomb bag for Ford's. Susan tries to warn Ford, but he doesn't listen. At a concert, she grabs a microphone and alerts him about the switch bag. Ford finds the bomb and throws it into a nearby lake, causing a massive explosion. Amidst the chaos, Susan chases the suspect who took her photo, keeps in touch with Nancy, and eventually kills the man in a building chase. When ordered to return to HQ, Susan insists she can finish the mission. The CIA boss, impressed, grants her a new identity, Penny Morgan, a divorced housewife. Susan continues her mission in Rome, where DeLuca has been spotted. There, she meets Aldo, who reveals that DeLuca often frequents a casino. Susan isn't on the guest list, but Ford helps her enter. He angrily questions her presence again. There, Susan spots Raina and notices a man spiking her drink. Though tempted to let her die for killing Bradley, Susan realizes Raina holds key information and saves her life. Grateful, Raina befriends her and invites her onto her private jet bound for Budapest. On the jet, Raina, who feels emotionally connected to Susan, drugs her. When Susan awakens, she realizes she's been exposed. An attack on the jet kills the pilot, and Susan takes control, saving Raina's life. Susan then adopts another fake identity, Amber Valentine, and convinces Raina that she was hired by her father as a bodyguard. They arrive in Budapest. On the street, Susan unexpectedly bumps into Nancy, who tracked her using Susan's earpiece. Raina sees them and gets suspicious. As she approaches, attackers open fire. Susan protects Raina and hands her off to Nancy while chasing the attacker on a stolen scooter. She eventually finds that the traitor Karen Walker, a former CIA agent, has been selling out her colleagues. But before Karen can strike, someone kills her. Susan, now in a glamorous look, attends a party with Raina, who criticizes her outfit but allows her to stay. Susan is asked to monitor a suspicious girl, whom she later knocks out after a brief confrontation. Outside the party, Susan is captured and Bradley Fine suddenly appears, alive. Susan is shocked. Raina's men knock her unconscious and take her captive. Aldo is also imprisoned. Bradley explains that faking his death was necessary to infiltrate Raina's circle and that Karen Walker had betrayed the agency. He says he must now meet DeLuca and Solsa Dudiv to locate the bomb. After Bradley leaves, Susan and Aldo escape and follow him to DeLuca's villa. There, Bradley and Raina are already meeting DeLuca. However, DeLuca grows suspicious of Bradley's true identity and point a gun at him. Susan arrives just in time, claiming to be a rogue agent who left the CIA to save Bradley. She convinces DeLuca that she no longer works for the agency and that she is in love with Bradley, but DeLuca agrees to trust her but threatens to kill both of them if they betray him. Solsa Dudiv then arrives, and DeLuca shows him a briefcase filled with diamonds and the nuclear bomb device. Suddenly, DeLuca shoots Solsa. He instructs his men to load the bomb and diamonds onto a helicopter. He then points a gun at Raina. Ford appears dramatically, causing a distraction. Susan seizes the opportunity and guns down DeLuca's men. Just as DeLuca is about to shoot Susan, Bradley takes the bullet for her. Enraged, Susan chases DeLuca, who escapes to the helicopter. She manages to grab the tail and climbs aboard. Inside, she throws both the diamonds and the bomb device into a lake. Furious, DeLuca tries to shoot her, but Nancy, arriving in another helicopter, kills him before he can fire. Susan successfully lands the aircraft. At the end, the nuclear bomb is recovered from the lake, and Raina is arrested. The CIA boss and other agents arrive, praising Susan for her bravery and extraordinary achievement. In one blink you miss it frame during the party scene, where Susan is watching the mysterious girl. There's a brief reflection in a mirror behind Raina, revealing Bradley Fine alive before the film officially reveals his survival. It lasts barely a second, but eagle-eyed viewers can spot in the background, disguised and observing. This subtle hint flips everything. The twist wasn't a surprise to the camera. It was always there, just buried in plain sight. It's a clever directorial trick that redefines how early the truth was actually shown. So, is it or total nonsense? Find it out below. And if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments. Prove us wrong. Be subscribed to enjoy more movies. Our next recap will blow your skirt up.